Hi guys, I'm sorry I can't be with you today, but I think that you're going to like the activity that I have planned for you. Today, you and your table partner are going to do the characteristics of life stations. You are going to explore 6 different stations that have something to do with one of the 6 characteristics of life. All right, so here we go. Let's go to our first station. Okay, here we are at station number 1. This station is called react. At this station, you and your partner are going to explore a response to a stimulus. First thing you're going to do is you are going to have a stimulus that is auditory. We talked about that and did an experiment with that. Secondly, you're going to use a flashlight to provide a light stimulus. And lastly, after those 2 are done, you and your partner are going to go to the laptop and you are going to look at a video that is going to provide a stimulus, and you are going to write down your response. So that is the react station. You may notice at all the stations that there are instructions before you begin doing. Please read first. Here we go to our next station. Here we are at station number 2. This is called changes. And on the whiteboard, we can see that there are 6 different phases of your life. If we get up closer, we see that there are 12 slips of paper that describe something that happens during one of these stages. Here's you and your partner's task. You are going to read these slips, and you are going to try to decide what stage of life that event is happening in. So if I look here, if I say, let's see, Olympic or athletic skills such as running, jumping, and hopping dramatically improve. So if I think that happens during early childhood, I'm going to stick that across from early childhood. Each one of our phases will have two developments that happen during that time. When you're done to check yourself, what you're going to do is you're going to flip up the bottom sheet, and you're going to see how many you and your partner have correct. Guys, this isn't about being right. This is about you thinking about different things that can happen, that will happen in your development over the time that you're a baby, all the way up to 30. So remember that. Give it your best shot. No one's going to get all 12 right, but think about it. What seems the most likely fit? Off we go to the next station. Okay, here we are at our next station. This station is called Making More, and there's our instructions right underneath the computer screen. At this station, you are going to go out to Brain Pop. You are going to watch the clip on asexual reproduction, and we know that is reproduction that involves one parent. When you're done, you're going to answer a couple questions on your answer sheet. Important thing at this station, please do not log off the computer. Please do not log off of Brain Pop. But if that would happen, down here, we have the username and password if you need to log back on. Moving on to the next station. When you're done with this station, you're going to make your way over here to the back counter. This is called comparing cells. At this station, you're going to look at both plant and animal cells using the microscope. So we have 6 different microscopes set up with everything from water plants to onion roots to butterfly wings. At the station, it's going to ask you to sketch what you see and then to write down how you think plant and animal cells are alike and how they're different. At the station, help me out. These objectives, which is the magnification, I have chosen the one that will give you the best results, so please don't change these. If you need to focus the slide, you can focus it by turning this fine adjustment knob. Ask for help if you need help. Moving on to the next station. This next station is over here at table number 5, and this station is called infographics. So infographics are easy to read illustrations that tell a story and make data points easier to understand. In this folder down here, we have a bunch of different infographics. When you arrive at this station, pick one that catches your fancy, that catches your eye. So we have one on giving pit bulls a second chance. We also have one on gorillas. We have one on what's happening to biodiversity. There are bundles of joy. And there is one that has to do with your brain development. So pick something that catches your fancy. Follow the instructions at the station. It will tell you what you need to do. Lastly, moving over here to table number 3. We are at the claims and evidence station. This is going to be the last station, or the last page of your student sheet. You are going to read some background information about polar bears, and you're going to find 3 pieces of textual evidence that proves that your polar bear is alive. So remember our characteristics of living things, that all living things are made of cells, all living things use energy, all living things are able to reproduce, all living things respond to their surroundings, they grow and they develop, and they contain similar chemicals. As you're reading, if you find evidence that your polar bear is alive, you are going to highlight that piece of textual evidence, and you're going to draw an arrow to where it says characteristic, and you're going to write down the characteristic that that represents. Okay, so let's take a look at where you're going to be recording information. You'll be given a handout, Characteristics of Life Station. You may notice at the top it says rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 4 by circling the number, but it says do not rate yourself until you have completed all 6 stations. You may not, your class may not get through all 6 stations today, but let's take a look at the expectations. First off, on-task behavior. You're going to have a limited time at each station. So in order to get the station done in the amount of time that you have, you and your partner will definitely have to be talking science and be on task. Secondly, appropriate voice volume. So we are going to have anywhere between 20 and 24 students working, communicating with each other. So in order for our classroom not to get too loud and for us to not be heard through the wall to Mrs. Moosman's classroom, remember to use that 6-inch voice. Thirdly, respect the materials in classroom. So remember, you're not the only person, the only student that's going to visit that station. So being respectful is leaving that station as you found it, and if it wasn't in very good shape, go ahead and tidy it up. Make sure that you're putting things back. Make sure that you're handling things with care. Make sure that you're not breaking things. Remember the rulers. Lastly, and most importantly, this is designed for you guys to think about characteristics of living things. And you may think, oh, the focus is on getting the right answer. But during this activity, there's not necessarily a right answer or wrong answer. These are just thinking things. So put forth your best effort. Make sure that you complete each station, because you will have to complete each station. So use your time wisely, because I would hate for you to have to give up some lunchtime to come in and finish. I hope that you enjoy these. Have fun with the rotations. Be on your best behavior. Show your great character. Show your great leadership.